Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I want to talk about a subject matter. I was pretty much done with my 4 episodes for the month, but I felt like I had to throw this one in there because it is definitely something that I think it affects a lot of people. And I just wanted to kind of bring it up and talk about it. And that is, I find, I'm going to speak about it from my perspective, for me personally. So this will be a personal take on stuff. I find that a lot of folks find it annoying that I'm not overly excited. I'm not overly excited, not easily entertained. Now let me kind of explain that. Sometimes you have people in your life that say, when they tell you something or there's something going on and they want you to be excited for them. And I totally am. Here's the part that is different for me. When I see people who are drowning, and when I say drowning, I mean drowning in their own lives. They're pinging back and forth, not knowing what to do. Excuse me. They're constantly... See, devil is a busy man. He don't want me to get this word out, but I'm going to get it out. They're constantly pinging back and forth and not knowing what they want to do with their lives, and constantly in the swirls of drama and confusion. And then they may come to you and they explain something to you about yet another thing that they have got into, which they are excited about. But you already know that it's going to cause drama. They don't see that it's going to cause drama because they routinely ignore red flags for situations, whether it's relationships, business-wise, and anything else. I am not a person that is going to be fake around you. I'm not that girl. I'm not she, okay? I'm not the person that is going to be fake around you. I definitely know how to handle myself in professional situations, but I am not going to tell you that it's great if it's not. I will never do that. I am the friend that you can call and be like, listen, what do you really think about this? Like, give me your opinion. And if you ask me my honest opinion, I will tell you. Now, these folks that tend to do these sort of things, like they're the ones that are flailing back and forth, often they don't ask for your opinion because they know that you're a real one and you're going to tell them the truth. So they would rather celebrate in a lie. They would rather stay in the state of delusion because it's just easier that way. Also, these same individuals often have fly-by-night friends. They often have people around them that encourage the nonsense, encourage the foolishness, encourage the flightiness, because they are not being real. Now, I'm not saying you gotta walk around the world woke, quote unquote woke, and knowing this and knowing that, because let me tell you something, I love a good time. I love to laugh. I love to laugh until my stomach hurts and my eyes are watering. Like, I love of a good time. But one thing that I have realized as I'm getting older is that my tolerance level for nonsense is very, very low. I used to try to laugh along because you don't want to rock the boat. If you want a person who is just going to go along with everything you say because, it sounds good, I'm not the person for you. And quite honestly, you don't have to be friends with everybody. That's another thing that I've learned in this aging like fine wine time. You're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. All of us are not meant to be friends together. You know what I'm saying? We're not. You're meant to have your circle of people. I'm meant to have my circle of people. That's just how life goes. We are not meant to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Are y'all really comprehending that? I give this example a lot because it's so true. Talking about how I used to live, and still, even though I have moved, I still live in the center of like 3 or 4 different Starbucks, but there's only one that I would go to all the time because they remember my order. Sometimes I would feel guilty changing my order because I know they see me on the camera coming around through the drive-thru. And one day I changed my order. They said, "What? You changing your order, Ms. Lowe? Oh my goodness, And it's so funny. I get to the window and just start laughing because they go out of their way to get to know you. They go out of their way to realize that you are a valued customer, so they go out of their way to learn what it is that you want, that you need, That is the type of person I'm always going to be. I'm always going to go out of my way to make sure you're good. But I'm not going to do it from a fake perspective. Making sure you're good sometimes means I'm going to pull you to the side and be like, "Hey, are you all right?" Because I know you up in here in this event smiling and kikiing and everything, but I'm pulling you to the side to let you know that I know there's more happening. And I'm also letting you know when you're ready to talk, because they may not be ready at that time. And I may not be the person that they want to talk to, and that's okay too. But I'm letting you know I'm here. So you're not going to get the fake smiles from me. You're not going to get the fake kiki from me. If anything, if I feel like I have to be that way around people, I probably won't go to the event. I probably won't be in the mix. Because I always want to feel like I can be myself. And I haven't had to code switch in a very long time. And I hope that I never have to code switch ever again in life. You know what I'm saying? Them days are done. And them days are done. So I just wanted to put this out there for the people that feel like you have to constantly change for the temperature of the room. You don't. There is a way that you can be yourself and still not, quote unquote, offend people. There is a way to tell people no, and to mean no, and to stand on business no, without offending people. But it's a delicate dance, and it takes years. And I would say I don't know. Some people can do it in their younger years, but it took me in my 40s to be able to really tell people no without them feeling offended. And let me tell you, it is not for you to regulate other people's emotions. Just like people don't need to regulate my emotions. But one thing that I'm always going to be is I'm going to be real. I'm always going to be straight up with you. If you ask my opinion, I will tell you. If you don't ask my opinion, you probably won't hear anything from me. But if you truly ask my opinion, like, "Renee, what do you think about whatever?" I will be very honest and I will tell you. And that may be the reason why I don't get invited to a lot of things. That's foolishness, because people know I'm not down with it. And that's cool. I would rather my circle be tight the way that it is right now. I can count on one hand the people that I would trust with anything right now. And if that offends people, well, I'm sorry. It's not about offending. It's about being your true, authentic self. And so many of us are walking around with masks on. So many of us are walking around like everything is fine. And they can't even have a real conversation. Some of us are jet setting and going here and going there. This vacation, that vacation. Throwing money away. Doing all kinds of stuff because we're trying to fill a hole. Trying to fill a need that keeps escaping you because you're not being real with yourself. There's some friendships that all they connect on is traveling. That's it. Outside of that, they cannot call these people up and cry. They cannot call these people up and say, yo, I'm going through this with my significant other. I don't need those type of connections at all. I'm not interested. Don't keep people around you just because. Keep people around you because they uplift you. And you may not talk to them every single day. I have some friends that I talk to them sporadically, but when we get on that phone, or when we get on that Google Meet, whatever they call it now. Google Meet used to be called Hangouts, whatever. We get on FaceTime, whatever it is, however we connect. It is deep, and it is personable, and it is it has substance. That is what life should be about. Deep substance. Everything in your life, I don't care how you do it, move it, roll it, skip it, run it down. God, family, business. Or I would say God, family, finances. Because you could be in different types of business. You could have your 9-to-5 job. You could be an entrepreneur. God, family, finance. That's it. Or if you want to put the F's on it, you could say faith, family, finance. Be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself where you are. Does it make sense for you and your spouse to be arguing constantly because y'all not happy and your kid just sees you argue all the time? That's all your children see. Or would it make sense for you to visit some therapy to see if there's a way that you can repair? And if you can't repair it, you can still be in your separate lives and co-parent that child amazingly. There's always more than one way to do things. I'm all about repair and restore, but if you cannot, what are you going to do? Wallow in that sorrow? No. Get up and pivot. And it may take time to do that. It may take the help of a therapist to do that. It will definitely take prayer. Jesus and therapy is a combination that never fails. But you have to really look at yourself and be like, okay, am I being real? Am I living the life that I really want to live? And not even the life that you want to live. Are you living the life that God planned for you? I don't talk about religion and faith that much on here, but anybody who knows me knows that faith, family, and finances is a real thing. And you have to be real with yourself. Are you walking in your assignment? You may have showed up that this is what I want to do, but God has another plan. I'm definitely a witness to that for sure. So I just had to say that. Not too long. Like I said, I'm trying to do at least once a week, or at least 4 of these podcasts a month. But I just had to share this because it was on my heart to share. So I'm being obedient. All right. Find me on social media at Onyx Queen Media. Instagram is the main place where I am. Bye, you guys.